afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to the Anglers List Tournament Series. Check-in number 4 for our teams here in this tournament, and it is a rainy day here on this Father's Day. I hope the guys are staying dry. Based on some of these check-in videos, have not watched them yet, but just looking at the little thumbnail, some of them look like they got pretty soggy out there. As usual, we'll get it started off and thank our sponsors of this tournament really quickly. Started off as usual with 903 Bait Company out of Bullard, Texas. Great company, makes some hand-poured plastics, pretty creative designs. Threw some rattles in some of those baits as well. These guys are out there using these baits. I'm looking forward to getting my hands or getting some of those on my hook and try them out myself. Once this is all said and done, I can take some time to get on the water myself. So next up, let's thank Hogsback Custom Rods. They have donated a rod to the champions of the entire event, which we'll find out in September. So that is our second event. These two events will be combined to determine a champion. They have decided to award our champions with a custom rod built by Hogsback Custom Rods. They've got them all. They've got ice fishing rods. I've got two different styles here. I've got the PPX and the Flex for ice fishing, but he has a ton of different styles there for whatever you want to go after, and all the different colors that you can choose from, guide colors, wrap colors, custom lettering, handles, all that good stuff. Also, he's got open water series. I've got a musky stick here, and I've got my crappie stick over here. It's a panfish series, is what it's called. Make some quality rods. If you are looking for a custom rod, head over to hogsbackcustomrods.com. Get yourself one of those bad boys. And last but not least, Minnesota Made Outdoors. Thank you once again for allowing us to utilize your YouTube channel. It is greatly appreciated. Last thing, if you can, those of you that are tuning in right now, please share the live stream, whether you're on Facebook or on YouTube. Just share it out. Let's try to get as many people in here as possible to watch this all go down. Like I said, this round was a little bit rainy, a little bit colder, and there's been some changes, not super huge changes, some stolen points, some added species, one to be specific, and it was kind of slow, but we will get through that here after we check in with our teams. Let me just first start off and say, how is the quality? If you guys watching right now can drop down in the comments, let me know how things sound. I forget to check in on that from time to time. I know I'm not on mute, so I know you guys can hear me as far as I can tell. So let me know what the quality is like. I just want to double check that there. So while we wait for you guys to chime in, let's get to our check-ins here. We've got everybody in, and we are going to start off. Brittany Farr, good. Thank you. Thank you very much. We're going to start it off with Team 10 Pounder. They were the first to check in, so they're first on my list. So we will get started off with those boys. Let's see what they had go down in this round.
All right, Team 10 Pounder here for the 1 o'clock check-in. We have been out back down on the Mississippi, Pool 4. Kind of trying to repeat what we were trying to do yesterday when we didn't make it, but we added a moon eye point, and we upgraded our channel cat
accidentally,
and we've caught other fish, but not point worthy. So
yeah, a lot of non-qualifying variety down here, so it's promising, but nothing yet.
So we're gonna move spots, maybe go back to the main channel and play it by ear, I guess.
Must be our lucky day. We somehow managed to duck all that rain this morning. I don't know what the rest of the group has had, but we've been dry and we're happy about it.
Yep. I think that's about all I got.
Yeah, let's get back to enjoying the deer flies.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, they had a productive round. Looks like they had some upgrades. Like you said, added a species, the moon eye, which was the only new species added to our list. So we're up to 26 species of fish that have been submit in this tournament series. So that made a little bit of a change to the scoreboard, but we'll get to that here in a short minute after we get through all of the check-ins. Next up, we're going to hear from the Hogsback Custom Rods, Team Hogsback out there. Looks like they're out on the river somewhere.
What's up, guys? Team Hogsback here, 1 o'clock check-in. We have 2 species to report, 18 and a quarter, right? 18 and a quarter inch red horse and 12 and a half inch moon eye. So yeah, we got rained on a little bit, but not too bad. Actually turned out to be a decent day so far. So yeah, the 2 species, hoping to add more in the final session. So yeah, good luck, everybody.
Good luck.
Hogsback with some production there, adding species, taking a point there with the red horse, and looks like their moon eye also was submit. So they are making some ground up, but still got one last round here to see how things shake out. Let's get to our next team. That is Team Goodwill. These boys, like I said, from their thumbnail, it looks like they've gotten pretty wet, but let's see what kind of production they've had.
Hey guys, it's Team Goodwill checking in right before the final stretch here. We've been kind of beaten down by the rain here for quite a while now. We had a heartbreaking moment earlier where we had a lake trout on and lost her.
Before it got up to the boat.
Yeah, and the rain kind of hit hard and we haven't been able to get them to produce again, but yeah, so we moved on, found another lake, and we're trying a different approach at the moment, but we don't have anything to submit other than a small little northern just to add to our species list, but it's not going to score. We're trying to stay dry under this awesome canopy that Cody's got set up. I'm so glad we have that. Yeah.
Having fun, trying new things, and learning a little bit along the way. Got some sweet lakes to try out later on this year, too, that were fun yesterday. And hopefully, with some different weather, maybe might pan out for us later on this year, the second session, too.
Oh, you wouldn't believe how much research we've been doing in the boat, trying to just figure out what we're doing here. So, there's a lot of species on the board left that I think have been overlooked, and we're going to...
Also, we have forgot to mention that we have been catching a bunch of stuff on some 903 baits, a bunch of the bass yesterday, and a few different species today, but
yeah.
The species today haven't been big enough to... don't worry about that one either. Haven't been big enough to check in, so don't want to forget to mention those guys, but we have been using their baits.
So, yeah. Hope everyone's doing good out there. I know we're not staying dry as much as we'd like to say.
But at least having fun.
Yes, sir. Have a good one.
Catch you in 8.
Wow. A little bit of a heartbreaking round for those guys. They could use some points, definitely, and losing that lake trout at the boat, that's a big heartbreaker, because that's going to be a tough point to beat. I think so. Hopefully they can get back on that. And good to hear they're tossing the 903 baits. They're the first ones to throw that one out there. So they work. Go get you some. All right, let's check in with the bass holes. They are next up on the list here.
Hey guys, we got the bass holes here. Not a great day for us. We've done all right. We got 2 species for points. We got a 34.5 inch pike, and what was a
25 or 24 and 3/4.
Yeah, 25 inch drum. Been pretty slow. We've been getting wet. We got a lot of fish, but quality just hasn't been there for us. It's kind of the story of the weekend. We're running around lakes at home trying to do what we know best, and try to get her done.
Yeah, could have had a muskie in the boat, but that's the heartbreak fish. So
Yeah, we've had opportunities, just can't capitalize on them. So excited to see what everybody else has got. I'm gonna try to stay dry.
Stay dry is right. Those guys seem to be doing okay. Looking a little soggy, but overall morale seems to be still holding on by a thread. Another heartbreak, a muskie. That would be a great one to see on the board as well. The fish of 10,000 casts. See if they can't turn it around a little bit. They are another team that is in need of points, need to make up some ground. So we've got one more round. They got time. So let's see what happens. Next up, we are going to hear from the Googans.
Googans here for our, what number check-in? Is this our fourth check-in? I don't know. We've hopped around to a few different lakes today. Kind of a change of pace. We finally got a lot of fish this year. We've not caught a lot of fish at all this weekend, but finally got into a lot of fish, but not the quality we were looking for on most of it. Caught a bunch of drum, a zillion crappies. Missed the target species we searched for a while. And walleye, perch, sunfish.
And then I got a 34 and a half inch northern.
Yeah, so hopefully that can be one solid point for this check-in. Hope everyone's staying dry or as best they can. Yeah, I guess good luck on the final period, and see y'all when this is over.
Good luck.
The Googans having some good production as well. I don't know if you caught that, but both the Bass Holes and the Googans submit a 34 and a half inch northern. I'll show you how that shakes down on the scoreboard, but it is one of those deals. We have to have tiebreakers, so I'll get to that here in a minute. But we have one more team to hear from, and that being Team Mud Puddle.
Hey guys, Team Mud Puddle checking in for the second to last check-in now.
Yeah, we've caught a lot of fish. Nothing that'll qualify. Added a species, but no point from it.
Yeah, we still got that most species kind of side bed going on, so we figured we might as well register one of those fish. We've kind of forgotten to do a couple, and that might come back to hurt us. But
yeah,
we're gonna keep grinding it out. Hopefully, we get a break from the weather, and
fish are staying wet up here.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, definitely. All right, good luck in the last round, guys. We're excited to see what you're all doing.
Tough round for Mud Puddle, trying to stay dry. Not much movement for them, but as they did say, they've got their side bet for most species for the event. We'll get to that probably at the evening check-in. I've got to figure out a good way to total all that up. I might just write it on paper and just let you guys know who that was. But that's all of our teams. Looks like there was some movement on the board. Like I said, we added a species in that moon eye. And as it shakes out on the scoreboard, it doesn't look a whole lot different other than that added point. But there was a lot of movement. So I'm going to try my best. Bear with me to decode this a little bit. I'm going in no particular order because of how much movement there was. So let me get that scoreboard up here for you. I'm sharing my screen here. All right, here we go. There is the scoreboard. So as usual on this left-hand side is the scoreboard after the last round. We did have a little bit of a change after I talked to you guys last. I overlooked a channel catfish that 10-pounder had submit at 21 1/4 inches. It was within that round. We can see that through our timestamp here, but that did steal a point, which levels it off a little bit. So as it shook out after the last round, the Googans are hanging on to first place there after that round with 6 points. Tenny Pounder coming in second with the tiebreaker in total inches here with 5 species. Mud Puddle in third with 5 species. We have Team Hogsback with 4 and looking to make up some ground. And then coming in behind them, Team Goodwill, 3 species on the board, and the Bass Holes with 2. I think, as far as the Bass Holes go, they've just had heartbreak after heartbreak. Some behind the scenes stuff with them as far as a forgotten bump board and some lost fish and stuff like that. So those guys are having a tough time, but I really am proud of them for sticking it out, and it looks like they're trying their damnedest to get some ground made up with some more fish. So let's see how it shakes out now here after that 4th round. Like I said, the board looks fairly similar, aside from the Bass Holes adding a point to their list. So they come in and take over 5th place over Team Goodwill due to that tiebreaker 3-3 in the species list, but they've got inches over Goodwill. So they're going to be in 5th place, but I'm going to start from the top just so we can show how much movement we had. So Goodwill, like they said, didn't make a whole lot of movement, didn't really add any points at all. They're sitting with a rock bass, green sunfish, and a black crappie. Like I said, that crappie is going to be hard one to take over. So they did not make any changes. But Hogsback here had a little bit of movement, and this is where it's going to get messy. So they did have 4 points after last round. They still have 4 points after this round, but it looks like what happened was they stole the red horse from the Googans over here. They had a 16 1/4, and Hogsback just submit an 18 1/4, so they'll take that point. But they lost the drum, and that drum was taken by the Bass Holes, which gave them that 3rd point. So that drum that Hogsback originally had was a 21 1/2, and the Bass Holes took that over with a 23 3/4. Otherwise, Hogsback's holding down the white bass, the yellow perch, and the bullhead still, and they've got other species on the board that they can still take points from other teams. So it's quite a close match now as we come into this last round. Let's move down to Mud Puddle. They are still sitting here with 5 points. They did not have any movement, didn't steal, didn't lose any points. So they're still sitting there with 5, with the common carp, the bowfin, the largemouth bass, the pumpkin seed, and the goldeye. Coming down to Tenny Pounder, I feel like these guys had quite a bit of movement here with lost points, stolen points, and it kind of leveled out for them. They're still sitting here with 5 overall points. They still hang on to their sauger, they're hanging on to their flathead catfish, and they're hanging on to the shovel-nosed sturgeon. But looks like they upgraded their channel catfish, but they took over that added species, which is the moon eye. They've got a 13 3/4 moon eye on the board. So that made up for a stolen point in that northern pike. And as I mentioned here, the Googans took over that northern pike with that 34 1/2. And we already talked about the Bass Holes. They hung on to their walleye and lake sturgeon, but took the drum with that 23 3/4. Now, as you recall, they mentioned that they also caught a 34 1/2 northern pike, but because the Googans had already submit and we had approved their 34 1/2 northern at 7:23 a.m., the Googans will take that point, I believe, and we can go over to the score sheet here to see what time that fish was submit for the Bass Holes. As you can see here, the Bass Holes submit that fish at 10:47 this morning, so that, as I said, tiebreaker goes to the Googans. They submit their fish at 7:23. So run back through the Googans score sheet. They lost the red horse, they took the pike, and they still hang on to their bluegill, smallmouth, brook trout, splake, and rainbow trout. So a lot of movement on the board. Points haven't changed a ton, but as I said before, positions changed a bit with the bass holes grabbing onto that drum point. So our leaderboard looks as such. The Googans in first place right now with 6 species, 95 3/4 total inches. In second place is Team 10 Pounder with 5 total species. They've got 114 1/4 inches. If they can just get one more species, they're going to overtake that lead and have a healthy lead there at that. Coming in behind them in third place is Team Mud Puddle with 5 species and 81 1/4 total inches. In fourth place, Team Hogsback sits with 4 and 46 3/4 inches. In fifth place, the Bass Holes with that added fish in the drum and 3 species. They've got 71 1/4 inches, which edges out Team Goodwill in sixth place with 3 total species and 32 inches in total. So way that shakes down is 26 total scoreable species on the board right now, and a total of 441 1/4 inches of fish that are on the board. I wanted to show everyone what that looks like in terms of total submissions. This is our score sheet where we're going through and selecting our biggest of each species. It's sorted and such. I'm not going to go through all that right now. I kind of did before, but what that looks like here is in total, we've had 75 approved submissions. That doesn't equal out to the total number of species. Obviously, there's multiple of each species, but we've got 26 species, 75 total submissions for a grand total of 1,137 3/4 inches on the board. So this has been an awesome tournament. I really love to see all the different fish being submit. Like we mentioned before, they've got their side bet for total species on the event. So we're going to have a little bit of fun this evening with their final check-in. We'll find out who takes the event as the champions of this event, as well as who takes the species award. They've got a little bit of a cash bet between everyone. So that's what the scoreboard is looking like for now. And these guys hopefully can hang on for 8 more hours, get it done. And like I said, I think your, underdog of the day is going to be between the Bass Holes and Goodwill. The Bass Holes have started to make up a little bit of ground, and Goodwill with some heartbreak there. As it seems to be just kind of holding steady there. They need to start adding some points to the board, but they've got a lot of time left to get that done. The rest of the top 4 there, kind of a neck and neck if you're looking at it in terms of number of species, but the inches are well in 10 Pounder's hand right now, unless somebody can start stealing points. So the way this works is I am sending all of the guys a finalized scoreboard so that they can get a look at it and see what fish they need to start trying to target. If they're looking to steal, if they're looking to add species, whatever, what have you, it gives them a little bit easier time when it comes to strategizing. So they're not out there just submitting, dinks, I guess. So that's how that shakes out in terms of the scoreboard, species, and how these guys need to finish off the event. And it's looking pretty damn good. In total last year, I can't quite remember what the final score was. I think that Hogsback won it all with 6 total points, and it was broken. It was a tiebreaker between them and I believe Team Mud Puddle, or maybe it was, I don't remember what Riley and Cher's team was last year, but it might have been them as well. So anyways, the points are staying pretty close to that. But everybody seems to be climbing the ladder here, and we'll see what happens after this last round. So I want to throw it out to the crowd there, everybody watching. We've got 8 in the Anglers List Facebook viewing right now. What do you guys think? Are you guys having a fun time watching this? Are we doing a good job? I feel like I'm losing a little bit of steam. I'm not like wearing down my body like these guys are, but there's a lot more thinking that goes into this stuff than I was expecting. I'm spending a little bit more time on my phone than I'd like, but it's all worth it. This has been a lot of fun for me, and I really appreciate you guys tuning in each and every check-in. As a reminder, Wendy Johnson Wilcoxon, love it. Appreciate it. You've been here the entire time. Keep on coming back. Bring your friends. Bring everybody. Let's blow up this final check-in tonight. Remember, the final check-in will be at 9:30. We're going to give those guys the full extent of the timeline. That clock stops at 9 p.m. It is an honor system. I don't have judges running around out there making sure that they're not fishing past time, but this is a gentleman's game, and we expect everybody to follow the rules. So like I said, they're going to get to fish until 9, and then they have 30 minutes to get their check-in video sent over to me, and we will go live at 9:30 p.m. and see how it all shakes down. Jess Althoff, really enjoying tuning in, and I enjoy having you here. Please keep coming back. Like I said, bring everyone, bring your friends, bring your family. Throw this thing up on your TV. If you have a smart TV, turn on YouTube and go to the Minnesota Made Outdoors YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe when you're over there. I keep forgetting to tell you guys that. This is how good I am at this stuff. I forget a lot of stuff. When you're over at the Minnesota Made Outdoors YouTube channel, make sure you're hitting subscribe, turn the bell on so you can get notified when we do go live or when we post a video. Same goes over on the Anglers List Facebook page. If you haven't liked it yet, make sure you like it, and that'll allow you to get notifications when we post there. We're doing scoreboards, so you can get a update when we're done with the check-in to see where everybody stands, and there's lots of other fun stuff going on. We actually have a contest that will be going up here after this check-in, and you guys will want to pay attention to that. Shara Lynn Jacobson, she is our official scorer. She has been diligently going through and approving these fish and giving these guys the points that they deserve. So she decided that she'd like to have a little fun with one of her duties, which is giving these guys their ID letter. So keep an eye out for that. There'll be a post going on the Anglers List Facebook page, a little contest for you guys. Should be kind of fun. So you got Mark Schost tuning in here. Really good, Tony. Really appreciate the great job you're doing. I appreciate that, Mark. This is me faking it until I make it, and I feel like it's working out so far. I haven't offended anyone or ruined it all by just deleting the scoreboard, so I think I'm hanging on for now. But in all seriousness, again, appreciate you all for tuning in and allowing me to be here and talk your ear off and try to stumble through these check-ins. These guys are doing a phenomenal job getting me what we need to make this live stream happen on time, and it's all working out really great. And I'm pretty impressed with the amount of fish that these guys are able to catch with all the crap that I'm throwing at them. They're going with it. They're rolling with the punches, and I'm slightly jealous that I'm not out there. I'd love to be fishing, but in the same sense, I'm not jealous because I actually get to go take a nap if I want to. So, anyways, I don't have anything else except for the usual standard cough here at the end. Let me get a drink before all right, so Wendy Johnson Wilcoxon, great bunch of anglers. Indeed, they are. It's actually funny enough. We've all, this is a random fact for everyone. I have not been connected to most of these guys other than probably Cole and Cody through Minnesota Made fishing in the winter during our Panfish League. But as they put this together, I went to North Branch High School in North Branch, Minnesota. And as it so happens, all but 2 of the people that are fishing this event went to North Branch High School, but we are not like directly connected in really any sense of the matter. I think some of them stay connected personally, but we've all kind of got our own lives and we all live all over the state. So it's pretty cool to see people I am familiar with, but don't necessarily see that often, doing something that I'm a part of as well. So good on you all for what you're doing, and I appreciate you letting me participate. But I'm going to be done now. I've hit the 30-minute mark, and I've got my last little thing I want to throw at you guys, and that is, you guessed it, the Minnesota Made Outdoors first annual golf tournament fundraiser, which will be directly benefiting our new nonprofit organization, the Future Anglers of Minnesota. Future Anglers of Minnesota will be aiming to help young anglers expand their knowledge, move forward in the sport of fishing, whether it be getting them into tournaments, getting them mentorship that they're looking for, getting them some gear that they've always wanted, just might not have the means to do so, and help them progress and learn and potentially become some of the next big names in fishing. But overall, we're looking for good kids that have a passion and just are overall great kids, great candidates for the benefits of the Future Anglers of Minnesota. In addition to that, we want to be able to provide them with a lifetime fishing license. As we all know, it's very important that we have our fishing license, and by that, each and every year it goes towards conservation and all that good stuff that the DNR does. And lastly, we hope to eventually be able to provide some of these kids, if they want, some scholarships to go to college and further their education as well. So it's kind of an all-around deal. We want to help usher the youth of today into the fishing industry in the best way possible, and also help them along the way with their lives and get a good start to their lives. So with that being said, the Minnesota Made Outdoors first annual golf tournament fundraiser will be going to benefit some of the startup costs for that, and get the bank account started so we can get things rolling with that here in the coming years. If you want to register to golf, it is a 4-man scramble. It is $100 per person, $400 per foursome. That fee includes golf, a cart, range balls, and a burger basket for the awards. And you can get your payment to Jake via check, cash, or Venmo. You can also reach out to myself or to the Minnesota Made Outdoors Facebook page directly, and we'll get you taken care of. The event will be on September 25th at Majestic Oaks Golf Club. Registration begins at 11, shotguns start at 12:30, and dinner and raffle and awards at 5:30 p.m. If you are a small business or a business in general and would like to sponsor a hole, that would be a $100 donation to get a sponsorship of the hole. Let us know. We can get you set up there. Additionally, if you have something you'd like us to auction off at the silent auction, if you want to donate that to us and we can get that in there, or just donate for the raffle, that can be anything from a craft that you make, a cool product that you have, or all expense paid trip or experience, anything. We're open to whatever you are willing to help us out with. So get in touch if you need more information. Minnesota Made Outdoors on Facebook, Jake Kuchenmeister, Paul Gazzoni, and myself. We can all help you out and get you pointed in the right direction. All right, that covers it all for that, and I am just about done with what I have to say for this check-in. Again, don't forget, share the live streams when you're here, like the Facebook page, go over to the YouTube channel, subscribe there. And don't forget, our final check-in of the event will be tonight at 9:30 p.m. We are going to figure out who won. We are going to figure out who caught the most species. And I'm trying to figure out a way to maybe get some of these guys in here and chat a little bit if they are interested in participating in that. So we will see how that shakes out. But I'm going to let you guys go. Have a great rest of your day. Stay dry. If you have an opportunity, go catch a fish. We'll see you guys later. Thanks.